Like George
It's his
Russell's
second...
just giving like the biggest death stare at him right now. He's
Mate,
like
the fucking the fucking pictures I've seen of George Russell like fucking staring daggers at him, looking like he wants to kill him. Hello guys, and welcome back to our Japanese race review. With me, Krish, and Jamie. Yeah, so the Japanese Grand Prix, what do you think about it, Jamie?
I thought it was actually a really good race. At least we saw some good overtakes for around turn 2. That was actually sick. People shagging it around the outside. Love to see it.
Yeah,
you know?
there were some cool overtakes around the outside. Yeah, I don't know. It was better. I'll put it this way: it was better than what we normally have at the Japanese Grand Prix, which is the starting order is the finishing order, and you just like there's no overtaking whatsoever, right? But
you just proved these regs are goated. You know.
Shut up. No, shut up. I was gonna say that I still think these roads are shit, personally. Like, we can we'll talk about that a bit more. But
oh my god. Yeah, no, I know you don't have a fan. I like to think about these regs as a game of chess, right? You press a button and you get a bit of boost, and like it's just mushrooms. It's when you use the mushrooms on Mario Kart. It's literally when you use the mushrooms that you choose the best time to use
my favorite bit was well, not my favorite bit. One of the things that stood out for me was when Jensen Button fucking on the grid was speaking to Anya Taylor-Joy, is that her name? The alien-looking girl.
Perfect.
We're not even 5 minutes in and I'm starting to slate people.
Honestly. I don't even know who this person is. But anyway.
Well, he was like,
is it the Irish strategist lady? Irish strategist lady?
No.
Oh,
She's an actress.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
I see. Okay, cool. Grid walk. Okay, cool.
Well, yeah. On the grid, he was like, "Who do you want to like? Who would you give a mushroom to?" And I'm like, "Yeah, fair play." That basically is. Honestly,
celebrity fan boost,
mate. They may as well at this point. Like, what they may as well just add a fucking celebrity fan boost thing to it, and like if you get driver of the day, you get a little boost on your last lap.
You know, in like the Hunger Games, when people pay enough money to like give somebody a bit of sponsorship, like a cream or something to heal them.
Yeah.
just have that.
You know what? That is a good idea for F1 to get more money. You pay a little bit, like it comes up on your screen, and you say the winner, like, say you give £5, I don't know, to fucking Lando Norris or something to get a fucking boost on his last lap, and he gets double the normal boost. They may as well at this point. I'm so fucking pissed at these rules that they may as well just fuck everything up this year. Like, anyway.
I'm loving it. All right. Okay, Chris. Let's start with Aston Martin.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So Aston Martin. You know what? Dub for Fernando Alonso because he actually managed to complete the race. Never mind that he was a lap behind of everyone else, but he did manage to complete the race. So, sometimes you've got to say fair play because now coming to think about it, Williams, Alex Albon.
Yeah.
How you personally know Alex Albon.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. Yeah.
He finished 2 laps behind, so at least it's an improvement over not finishing the race. Stroll didn't finish the race though, but at least Alonso did. So
I'm worried about Fernando Alonso's like future chances of winning a championship now because I genuinely worried that he's overdriving the car and therefore getting nerve damage in his hands and losing talent by the second.
Yeah. I mean. So
I just hope they've actually fixed the vibration issue and he's not just damaging his nerves every lap.
They haven't. If you look on their onboards, their camera is so fucking like you can see it. It vibrates like as the cars go. You can see the camera literally shake.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Stroll. I'm I'm just worried about Fernando's, like, he's literally going to be losing talent by the second just from this all the time. Like, I don't understand.
I don't get why the FIA still let that car on the track without having some serious intervention, being like, you can't compete in the championship. You're going to have a car that you're saying is going to cause nerve damage to people. Like,
I tell you what it is. It's all about money. It's literally just, it is
money. I mean, cash is king in F1, which is surprising in a way, because they cancelled the Jeddah and Bahrain races, right? You remember how a few years ago they literally had a fucking missile strike next to the track in Jeddah.
What about that? Yeah, in so Jeddah. Mad.
And they carried on. Yeah. They were like, fight. Don't worry about it. It's just a small strike. It's people are fine. Like, at least you know what? At least they're learning from their lesson a little bit. I mean, I still think it's about the money, but at least they're not going, oh yeah, why don't we just fucking do it anyway? But yeah.
Anyway, shall we move on to Cadillac before we get censored?
Yeah, Cadillac. I mean, it's not surprising. They were what, P17 and P19. Perez beat Bottas.
I mean, we got sort of like we got tiers now. We got like we got the race at the back between the Cadillacs and the Astons.
The fucking inept teams, yeah.
Yeah, so basically you got inept teams, you got, tier 2 team. No, sorry, actually, I think there's actually sort of 4 classes even. You could even go, like, Williams is sort of in a class of their own, just not between both of them sometime, if they can actually race. It's just like, I don't know.
It's crazy. Like, Cadillac, I'm not surprised. I mean, Cadillac, they're new into Formula One, so it doesn't surprise me that they are going to be back markers for a little while. But at least they have a car that works. Whereas, Aston, I mean, they've been in the sport for how many years now? Under different names, sure, but the team has carried on since Force India, really. They've been in the sport for decades, and they got fucking Adrian Newey designing a car that's shit. Like, where the engine
but the thing is, it's not just Adrian Newey, right? They have hundreds and hundreds of people, probably most employees in the entirety of Formula One. New facilities, new wind tunnel, right? Look what McLaren has been able to do with their brand new wind tunnel. Literally winning the constructors twice. Meanwhile, Aston, with their brand new wind tunnel, has done absolute I actually look, hot take. I actually think this car is really good aerodynamically, but absolutely shite with the engine, basically.
So apparently Honda have said that when they tested the engine originally on the dynos, they didn't have any of these vibration issues. And it's only when the engine was put into the chassis that these issues came about. So maybe that's something for them to understand, like why.
I reckon it's because it's the first time they've had to make their own transmission. So it's probably something to them to do with Aston potentially messing up the transmission, or I think they used to steal some rear suspension components as well, but not till recently. So the parts of those stuff where they don't have experience designing those parts, that's probably where the issue lies, maybe.
I mean, I mean, either way, it's something with their chassis and their engine just not being compatible. So hopefully they find a fix soon, for the sake of fucking Fernando Alonso's mental health.
Alonso's mental health.
I hope that they do. Because if I was Fernando, I would just off myself right now. Like, I just genuinely, like, what's the point?
Does he have a kid? Does he have a kid?
That is, yes. Congratulations to Fernando Alonso, Daddy Alonso. Well done.
I wish he was my daddy. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, at the ripe age, don't we all? At the ripe age of 40 something, the dilf that he is, he's produced a child. So congratulations. Maybe we'll see too. Maybe he'll be in the sport for another 20 years and his kid will be in the sport at the same time. I would love to see that.
All right, so well, I guess we've already talked about Williams. I mean, I guess they're just a very overweight car.
The fat boy
just doesn't.
Yeah.
The fat boy. Boy.
We'll
get the graphic of the expected weight off of. I'm sure it's generated by AI, but whatever, that you had earlier.
Yeah. Well, did you see? Alex Albon, I think during one of the press days or the interviews, I think Carlos Sainz was like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna get go for pole," and Alex Albon's face like, "Oh,"
yeah.
We'll find a clip. Poor Alex
Albon. I think Carlos is making a better go of this rule set so far, anyway, than Albon.
But Albon has had he has had technical issues and things with the car as well.
Yeah.
So it's
not entirely their fault. So what can we do?
It's really sad because I thought Williams were going to surprise us from the fucking nuts on James Vowles talking about it last year, and they've just absolutely shit the bed. So it's sad because the two teams that I hoped would actually be somewhere in the championship contenders and not make it not just McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull, the usual suspects, have fucked it. So they've killed my hope.
Vowles again, just go on a hike and learn.
The second video you told Vowles to touch grass. Fuck's sake. Moving on to
look, I love Vowles. I know one day he'll be considered the GOAT team principal, but it's not looking good right now. Right, moving on to
Aldi. No, I didn't say Aldi. I mean Audi, not Aldi.
Aldi.
I mean, Audi did decent, I guess. They finished. Hulkenberg finished P11, Bortoletto P13, so not too bad.
I'm just imagining you in Aldi. Sorry, with the shopping cart going into twist.
Oh god, yeah. Not too bad. I mean, 11 and 13 is probably it's midfield, right? So it's that makes them what the sixth quickest team. So sixth quickest team, I guess you can say.
I had so much hope for Audi. I love Hulk, and but they got rid of Jonathan Wheatley. What? He's been enticed. He's been enticed by somebody, and it's probably Aston. Let's be honest. But
Lawrence Stroll has got some fucking thick stacks on him. But it just goes to show that you can fucking pay to win, but you're still not fucking winning. You're shitting the bed.
But also, why is Jonathan Wheatley going to a team like Aston that is dead last? Has all these issues with the engine. It's literally only for money, which is the only reason that really pissed me off. Because
it's like the whole Ferrari thing, where how drivers go to Ferrari because they think, I can be the difference. I can fix her. That's Jonathan Wheatley with Aston. By the way, none of it. We should say for legal reasons. None of it is confirmed. That Jonathan Wheatley is going to Aston.
Legal reasons.
It's just
our massive viewership means we're going to get sued.
Yeah, I don't want to get sued. Maybe years from now, some twat is going to watch this video and be like, "Oh, they said this 2-3 years ago." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah, it's a good point.
Anyway,
it's a good point. Yeah,
but
fair.
I mean, Jonathan. So it's not been confirmed. It's speculation that he's going to Aston. But either way, it's confirmed that he's left Audi.
I mean, look. Honestly, just for the skiing, why not just stay in Switzerland? This is what I don't understand, Jonathan.
Fuck's sake.
Anyway.
You and your skiing. Maybe he's not as much of a big skiing fan as you are, Jamie. I know how much you love skiing.
Marcel Hirscher, the GOAT, just so you know, the real GOAT. Anyway.
Okay.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Anyway.
So how was your skiing trip, Jamie?
Okay, right. Well, we're not getting into that. They're all Antonelli fans. That's all you need to know.
Okay, cool.
So, all right. Moving on. Who's next?
Moving on to Racing Bulls.
Nice.
Racing Bulls. Yeah, I think honestly their car is better than the Red Bull, which is says something.
I don't know if it's better.
It's
think
not
just the same.
shitter than the Red Bull because Lawson.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like it's easier to drive than the Red Bull is. Lawson finished P9. Lindblad, where did he finish? He didn't have as great a race. He finished P14, but I mean, he is a rookie. It is his first season, so.
I mean, you have to remember, Arvid got P10 in qualifying, which is very good.
True, that is very good. Yeah.
So
he out-qualified Max Verstappen actually.
He literally out-qualified.
And I want to kill myself because.
No, talking about Red Bull yet. You're not allowed to.
Fine. Mate, this whole podcast could just literally be me screaming at the screen on how Red Bull are fucking. Anyway, Racing Bulls.
Well, they're next.
Shit! They are actually there. Fuck's sake. Oh,
you can't make this shit up. Anyway,
you can't make this shit up. Fucking piss take. Anyway,
Lawson might go. Beat Max Verstappen in the. No wait, actually no, I'm lying. I'm literally lying. But he did very well. So
Lawson finished just behind Max Verstappen. Yeah. He did do quite well. So
he did very well.
Big up for the Kiwi.
I was thinking. I'm actually worried that. I just hope that they don't just see that one of them's outperforming the other and then just drop the other one at the end of the year, for RB. So either dropping Arvid or Lawson.
I don't think that's going to happen at the way things are going at the moment because HAAS is performing.
Yeah.
And
no, sorry.
He's not.
You mean Arvid? You mean Arvid?
Oh, sorry, Arvid.
Yeah.
So are you saying that one of them is you're thinking one of them is gonna get dropped or promoted to Red Bull?
No, I think one of them's gonna get dropped. I actually think Lawson is very likely to get dropped at the end of the year. Because even though he's performing.
True, because Red Bull is a junior. Sorry, not Red Bull. Racing Bull. Red Bull may as well fucking be the junior team at this point. But Racing Bull is the junior team for Red Bull, so it makes sense. Lawson has now been
the sister team.
The sister team. Yeah. Shut up.
They're looking like the big brother now. They seem to be.
Yeah. You know what? I put money on the fact that Racing Bulls.
I'm gonna love it when they race the
I would put money on the fact that Racing Bulls finish higher up in the constructors than Red Bull do.
No way. Okay, how much?
That's my prediction.
I'll take that bet.
£5.
£5. Okay, done.
Cool. Nice. Mate. It's not looking good. But yeah, they had a decent race to be fair. It's around where you'd expect them to be, right? P9-ish is around where you'd expect.
P9 and P14. But P14 is a bit of a full performance. I think that's just mostly he was unlucky with the safety car, I think. Yeah. From memory. Yeah. Moving on to your favourite team.
Alpine.
Somewhat.
Oh shit, not Alpine.
Favourite team.
For fuck's sake. Alpine's my favourite team now.
Flavio Briatore's Stan,
Yeah.
Crashgate.
Mate, fucking at this point, just get them to crash into the Red Bulls every single race. I'm so done. Red Bull, P6 in the constructors. Yeah. Red Bull, I mean, Max getting knocked out of Q2 was fucking fantastic. HAAS out-qualified him.
You love to see it.
Yep. And that's it. There's nothing else to discuss about Red Bull. Other than they're a fucking shit team now. To be fair, I did predict this was going to happen. Do you not remember me saying last year that I think Red Bull were going to become midfield teams because Like they put more development into their 25 car for what reason I don't fucking know. And then in the 26, like they've just got a French bastard.
We also keep forgetting that they handed their battery stuff over to Ford to do, right? And they're brand new, never done F1 before.
But I don't think it is their power unit. Like, it's the same thing that Hadja's saying. Like, he's saying that the power unit is actually decent. It's not the power unit, it's the chassis. And guess who the fucking head of aero is, or the technical director of Red Bull. I don't know what the fuck his role is, but Pierre Wache, get your fucking act together. It's been 3 seasons now where you've shit the bed on ever since Adrian Newey left. I don't know what the fuck you were doing when he was there, but clearly not learning from him, because you fucked it again.
Yeah.
Mate, it actually pains me so much. How do you go from being the most dominant team, winning 22 out of 24 races, I think, or 23 out of 24 races in 2023, was it? Yeah.
I mean, you just have a very Randy team principle.
Mate, his fucking dick set this all off. His fucking knob set this all off.
Literally, this is what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that's what's happened. That's what's going on.
The downfall of Red Bull can be traced back to Horny Horner. And
it's very true.
Why'd you do this? You ruined this? We could have had something great. You ruined it.
We could have had a peaceful, lovely podcast. But
we could have had Max Verstappen winning the 25 championship, but you fucking ruined it, didn't you? You had to get your knob out. Adrian Newey had to leave because he didn't want to see your knob, and then we fucking.
Honestly, I can't tell you whether is it real. I can't even tell if it's real. Like, but I assume it is. So,
well, the amount of rumors. There's been a lot of power struggles at Red Bull, and it's just it seems like that. Oh, I think today was. I saw on Instagram or something that their number one mechanic or something like that, the ones that has been around for fucking decades, is leaving as well because he's not happy with the
management,
with the structure or the way things are working at the moment. And I don't know. I think Laurent Mekies hasn't been at Red Bull for too long for us to be able to fully judge him, but Pierre Wache. Mate, just looking at him makes me angry.
I mean, I actually think Pierre Wache did a really good job last season.
What? Shut the fuck! What do you mean he did a really good job? They didn't understand their car until right at the end, where they understood it for 2 or 3 races, and then they went back to shitting the bed on it. Like. The fact that Max was even close is insane, and the first half of the season was rubbish, and he came in and everything went better. I put it down to Max Verstappen more than anything. You mean Laurent Mekies, who you're talking about?
Laurent Mekies, sorry, yes.
I think Laurent Mekies is great. I think Pierre Wache needs to touch grass or something. He needs to fucking electrocute himself so that he actually gets like some kind of charge to make a good car, because. Please don't sue me, Pierre Wache, but
just get him a Pikachu.
I don't know what it is. I know their facilities are also quite old, so I might be scapegoating Pierre Wache here, but there's something clearly wrong with whatever they're doing, because it's not the first time we've heard that they're not able to understand their car. It's not the first time they've designed something that's a shitbox that somehow. Just like, I think, Ferrari in 2013 or 2014 or something like that. I don't know. One of the years that Fernando Alonso was driving Ferrari, might have been 2013 or 2012. They had a car that simultaneously oversteered and understeered, and that's what this Red Bull is. Yet it also chews up its tyres and is fat as shit. So,
I actually think the main issue... I think this is enough Red Bull ranting, but the power delivery. I just think they're putting too much torque through the rear tyres, and that's what keeps ruining them.
But it's
because
also that, like, you look at their left front tire, where I think in China or something, and Max's you could see the proper graining on that left front tire. Yes, he was on the softs, but when you compare it to other teams, like, their tire wear is just shit, and they're overweight, which is why they're not able to keep up with the pace of like the other people, even with boost and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they lose a lot of time on the straights. But
if you're heavier, you're going to get more tire wear because you're
going to get
heavier,
more tire wear. You're slower on the straights because of the weight. And I genuinely don't think it's a power unit thing. I think it's a chassis thing, and they just designed a shitbox. I think they've done think they've done a pretty good job, given that it's their first time making a power unit. Yeah, they've had reliability issues, but so have the Ferrari engines and so have the Mercedes engines. So, I think they're actually doing a good job in the power unit side. I think whatever the issues are probably chassis related, but I'm willing to be proven wrong. But anyway.
Alrighty, moving on to Alpine.
Yeah, Alpine. I can't believe Alpine are ahead of Red Bull in the constructors. Anyway,
Alpine are ahead of Red Bull in the constructors. It's lovely to
Gasly
see.
had a pretty good race. He's P7. Did you see the video of? There's a clip of Gasly passing Max on the straight, and Max just going like.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, honestly, like, what else can he do though? Like.
Honestly, this is like vintage AlphaTauri Gasly rocking up to the front of the grid for no apparent reason when he does not deserve to be there. He's P7, absolutely smashing it.
P7 is good. Is really good for Alpine. And obviously
Crazy.
Pinto Bean, Colapinto ended up P16.
P16, which is pretty awful. I mean, considering that you're in actually a really good car, you should be aiming for at least a P10. To
be fair, he did have that. I don't know if this is a result of the fact that he had that miss with Behrman.
But the fact he was already down in that position anyway.
Yeah.
He qualified P15 anyway. So
it's not great.
It's just not been a good weekend for him. He's He was a lot better in. Obviously, he did really well in China, but yeah, he needs to get his act together. Otherwise, honestly, I don't see him lasting the year if he.
I remember when there
considering.
Was. Yeah, go on.
Sorry, considering the team principal, I don't see him lasting the year if he continues performing like this.
There was a lot of hype around Colapinto when he first came into F1, and he did the odd race for, I think. Who did he do it with? Was it Racing Bulls or Williams? Williams, yeah. And then that kind of they had a lot of hype around him, and then it just died out because he just kept on fucking it into barriers and stuff. So yeah.
He's quite a sort of gun it or crash it kind of driver, isn't he?
It's just like me in the league. Yeah.
I'm only crash it now these days. Anyway, all right, let's move on
to HAAS.
I
never thought.
P4
I didn't think I would ever say HAAS a P4 in the fucking constructors, but fair play to them and Ayo Komatsu for his leadership. Clearly, Gunther Steiner was just an angry German bastard that was. All he did was swear and didn't really get any results. I
think you just killed off one of the only interviews we could actually probably get. So
don't take this personally, Gunther. I liked your personality in Drive to Survive, but I mean, you also do. If you're watching this, you also do have to say fair play, because when you left, the team is now P4 in the constructors, and obviously, I mean, there are a lot of other factors there, but when you look at Ayo Komatsu's leadership, I think there is a stark difference between how Gunther Steiner was running things and how Komatsu's running things. Whether that's leading to the results we see, or whether that's just a coincidence, I don't know. But yeah, either way, they're doing a good job, and I hope we see HAAS at the top more this season. But Ocon finished. Having said that, Ocon finished P10, so they did get a point for the team. Should we talk about Behrman's crash?
Yeah. So I don't. If you didn't see, Behrman came around the outside, going towards Spoon from the hairpin, going towards Spoon around the outside of Colapinto. Colapinto jolts to the left slightly, and because of these huge battery deployment mixes we're getting with these new regulations, the closing speed was huge because Colapinto was on recharge and Behrman was on full deploy trying to overtake him, and because of that slight jolt to the left, his only choice was to just avoid a crash with Colapinto. Goes straight onto the grass, smashes through three plasterboard barriers, and then goes into the main barrier, hitting the wall at 50 kg. I don't know if you saw him out after the crash, but he was limping. He was limping.
Yeah.
He was not in a good way.
in pain. Like it hurts to see that fucking the footage from that, because you can see like he's holding on to the marshals and stuff because he's just in that much like pain from the crash. I mean, it's a 50G crash. Like, I can't remember what Max's crash was in 2021 after Lewis twatted him out in around Silverstone, but was it something 40G or something like that? But
I mean, Sainz talked about one of his worst crash, and he's only ever experienced a 46 kg crash. Sorry, 46G crash.
G, yeah.
And he said that was absolutely nuts, and a 50G is like insane.
Insane, yeah. You just have to think about how strong like their necks must be to be able to deal with that, because 50 times the force of gravity is
the fact he didn't even get. To be fair, you can't say to the FIA that at least their crash protection is doing a good job, because the fact he didn't get a single fracture from a 50G crash is insane.
The safety you can say is pretty good, and that's a good thing. We've had a lot of changes to make the cars and make the racing safer. I like the fact that you also do have like the flashing yellow lights in the cars now if they do end up in the barriers or stuff like that, or they're going really slow, so that it's just another aid for the drivers to see that. But there does need to be, I think Ted Kravitz said this a while ago, but I think there does need, and I agree with him, I think there does need to be like some kind of indication to the drivers that a car is on full recharge, because if you're cycling through recharge modes, and there might be different based on the management computer for different teams and how they seem to best deploy their battery, it's not always obvious where.
Well, it's the flashing red light at the back, isn't it? To be fair.
It is, but that also, I think, needs to be another more obvious thing for full recharge, right? Because I don't know whether, I could be wrong about this, but I don't know whether the flashing red light is just recharge itself, or whether it's max recharge, where the speeds will be even like much slower. I mean, I could be wrong, but either way, the closing speeds are crazy, right?
Yeah. Like the thing is, like there's a whole point of safety with this that Sainz was talking about, and he was saying that because they're making changes to qualifying now with these new regulations coming into the next 5 weeks, that quite a lot of the drivers are campaigning for things to get changed in the race as well. So the fact that you're having these kinds of crashes because somebody's on super massive recharge while somebody else is on full deployment. I know it's great to see more overtakes around different parts of the track and whatever, and all of that. But the fact you can have I think it was a 50 kilometer an hour difference in speed between the two drivers. Going into the corner is kind of insane. And it shouldn't be that way. And they're literally thinking about changing the amount of fuel delivery to the engines now, increasing the amount of fuel flow so that there's less dependence on the battery, which... And
that's then changing the ICE rules, the power unit rules, right? And I think they were also considering changing the proportion of electrical power to, like in general, just the proportion of electrical power to internal combustion again. Which then, what's the fucking point? You had years to make these rules. You've supposedly run so many different simulations, yet you couldn't predict this happening, and what the other thing that is frustrating for me is that when you look back at the interviews that Max Verstappen gave back in 2023, 3 years before these regulations came in, and he was winning back then. He was in the most dominant one of the most dominant cars ever made, I guess.
Yeah.
He was winning back then, and he was still saying the exact same thing he's saying now about what these rules are going to bring. He was like, I've looked at simulations, I've had some time to look over the data and stuff, and I'm like, essentially what he said is exactly what's happening now.
And speeds at the end of straights.
Losing speeds at the end of straights, biggest closing, like huge closing speeds. He raised all of these concerns 3 years ago. There's a whole ass interview clip about him doing this as well.
But you have to remember the number of employees that write these regulations by the FIA, which should change, by the way, and is kind of stupid because the FIA just wants to save money, is there's 20 employees or so that write these regulations, right? There's hundreds of engineers in each team.
Yeah.
Trying to find loopholes in these regulations.
But it could also be like, they would have consulted the teams with this as well. Like the teams have to agree and vote on changes to the regulations. And the teams agreed to have this change. So it's on the teams as well. Like that's the thing. Like
also, the other thing was this whole 50% electrical power thing was the whole point of enticing in Audi. That was the whole
to entice in, and they did get Honda back because of that as well. But there's another way you can do this. Like they did run, I think. I go back to the one of Ferrari. I think around Monza they ran it on biofuel, a V8 with biofuel in, and that sounded great. I don't know the exact practical concerns and everything like that around that. There probably are some. But there are also concerns around this set of regs as well. And arguably, people would rather see a V8 with biofuel than a V6 hybrid that's 50-50 now, electrical.
Yeah, well, look. The European Union's movement towards electric vehicles. That's.
Yeah, I mean the FIA. So the FIA.
Did you hear that George Russell quote? Sorry.
No, I didn't.
Anyway. No, George Russell said to his reporter talking about the new rules and regs, it's all about the EU moving towards electric vehicles. Anyway.
Well, I mean, the FIA did release a statement as well saying that we've always planned to have like a consultation on the current rule set, but you need to have enough, like give enough races, and they're planning on doing it. So let's see what the outcome of that is.
Yeah, it should be all good. I hope they're going to make good changes, and that hopefully we'll arguably get. I mean, look, I don't know about this whole fake overtaking thing and tit tat sort of retake overtake rubbish. I like it. I like watching it. So I'm happy.
Nice.
Really,
it's nice to see, but honestly, I think. It is just a bit too artificial in some. But the thing is, you could also say that with the toe with DRS. Like in some tracks, DRS had like I think about Bahrain, for example. You even Texas and stuff like that, and you have huge toes as a result of opening that rear wing like that you did in the previous years. So it's just a different style of racing. We do. I'd
argue. I'd argue like that it's better because we're seeing overtakes on different parts of the track.
It is interesting
rather than just DRS overtakes. Because the previous regs, you just see a DRS overtake and that would be it. But at least here we're seeing corner to corner action. The other thing I like is I know everyone is shitting on it basically, but it is literally a game of chess and it's tactical. How you use your battery deployment all the time. And these drivers are constantly having to think on their feet, how am I going to best deploy to defend going down the straight, or whenever I need to defend, when are they going to use their battery deployment? Because obviously the drivers can't see when each other are using their battery deployments. So as soon as you get this, like the the amazing, like, Leclerc did the most amazing defense on Russell towards the end I've ever seen, because he was being really clever with his battery deployment down the main straight, which was arguably, it was great to watch, because I mean, this is why I keep saying it's going to get closer and closer to normal racing again, and rather than overtake, re-overtake, as these rule set goes on, because the drivers are going to learn how to best use the battery deployment.
I think there is just an adjustment period for both the fans and for the drivers and the teams, and I think we just need to bear with it for this season and see what it actually brings. I'm hoping that it gets better throughout the season. But yeah, shall we move on to McLaren, your team?
We're back, baby. We're back.
Well, finishing the race is a good thing.
Honestly, we're so back. We've literally just entered and actually started the race. Oscar Piastri started a race.
But P2 for Oscar Piastri as well.
No, honestly, it's crazy. You know what? When we actually start a race, we're goated. We're literally goated team. It doesn't. I don't care what people say. We're great, and and it's the comeback's on. The comeback is on. It's so on. Yeah, we're so back.
Both Lando and Oscar had a good race, so that was.
And all that race time is now data for us to shove in that fucking massive wind tunnel that we got, and give it another good whack. So yeah.
Yeah, let's hope they finish the next race, and they carry on with what they've shown this season. Not this season.
Alrighty.
In Japan.
Let's go. Ferrari. Like, honestly, I'm still just can't get over their starts. They're just
I mean it's all because they've got a small turbo, right? But I think they're thinking about changing the start. Fred Vasseur also said that we're going to see a completely different season from Miami. So I wonder whether they're bringing loads of upgrades to Miami and whether they're really confident about their upgrades. It will be good to see if they're actually fighting Mercedes for the championship properly. Because again, usually what happens, and it still is happening now, they get a great start, but Mercedes still best them throughout the race. So it'll be nice to see if.
The thing is, Lewis was just fading. He was literally like watching, the Cars 3 with Lightning McQueen, just losing it. He was going. He was just fading.
I mean, I've with Lewis, I've heard this now for 3 races that he keeps complaining about. I've got no power, man. I've got no power. I'm like, okay. If it's the same car, their deployment is going to be very similar between the two cars. I can't imagine that they're going to have a completely different.
This is really bad for Lewis, because he had a massive advantage pitting under the safety car to Leclerc. Yeah. And yet Leclerc managed to drive all the way to a P3. Yeah. From way back behind him, where he went straight into P3 from that after that safety car, and he just literally faded all the way back to P6. Yeah. Losing positions to Lando, Leclerc, and Russell.
Yeah, well, at least they pitted under the safety car this time instead of ignoring the fact that.
To be fair, the clowns are learning. They're getting stronger. Yeah, the willpower.
Forza Ferrari, as they say. Anyway, shall we talk about Mercedes?
Absolute rocket ships. Quite frankly, disgusting.
Firstly, congrats to Antonelli. He's the youngest pole sitter now. I
mean, he was like this pole sitter last race, but now I think he's the youngest person to win. He's the youngest person to lead the championship. That's what
he's the youngest person to lead the championship. Honestly, if he wins this championship, then holy shit! Fair play to him, because.
George Russell's just giving the biggest death stare at him right now. He's like
the fucking the fucking pictures I've seen of George Russell fucking staring daggers at him, looking like he wants to kill him, because he's
It's like one race is fine. 2, nah, I'm done. I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Latte Boy is not going to be
boy.
happy.
Yeah.
Where's my backy is not going to be back anytime soon. I just hope Antonelli continues this form. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'm really happy for Antonelli, and I do hope he wins a championship. It'll be great to see. Would he be the youngest ever F1? Surely he would be if he's the youngest ever to lead a championship. Then
why didn't we just think to put all our money on him at the beginning of the season? We should have just put all our money on him. Mate. Honestly, we would have made so much money. Anyway.
Yeah. I'm all in to put my 100k tax free on Antonelli to win the championship.
For context, this guy's doing a PhD.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. Antonelli. Great on him. He did have a shit start though. He did bog down. Well, he actually had lots of wheel spin off the line. So the first phase of his start was crap. And everyone else got off a little bit better than him. But
it was,
the safety car helped him,
both Mercedes. Yeah, the safety car saved him. He got extremely lucky under the safety car. But to be fair, on pure pace, he was faster than Russell. Except for the start, obviously. That absolutely bogged him down in the pack and he couldn't make any headway. And to be fair, Russell was making better overtakes at the start than Kimi. So, he was more aggressive with the overtaking, where Kimi was playing it more sort of safe, which is what you'd expect from somebody closest to being a rookie.
But it's only his second season in F1, right? So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So so hats off to Kimi. I hope he continues it and we actually have a title fight.
You also have to say, compared to like, you think about when Max Verstappen, and I'm saying this because he was also very young when he joined, right? And how he was known as Crash Stappen for the longest time, and to be fair, still is a little bit. But he made so many mistakes when he started, and compared to Max, when you look at Kimi, he's actually doing a really, really good job for his age as well. I think we obviously expect him to make mistakes because, it is his second season in F1, and he's also, I think it's his first time experiencing leading a championship as well. So, and being up there. So, yeah.
Quite frankly, he's just doing a fantastic job.
He's doing a great job.
I'm glad Mercedes isn't doing the same thing as Ferrari and going, well, if we pit one, it will disadvantage the other, so we won't pit either.
Yeah.
Like, at least Mercedes actually has some form of competency when it comes to, and that's why they've won so many constructors championships, because with Lewis and drivers championships, because they actually have competent tactical team for some reason.
You mean strategists? But,
strategists, sorry, you know what I mean.
I think you're right.
Let's hope this form continues. Anyway. So, thank you very much for watching.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video, whatever that will be.
5 weeks? 5 weeks? We actually have to come up with something in that 5 weeks. We'll find something to do. Hopefully.
Anyway. See you guys soon.
See you soon. Ta-ta. Bye.